Session 2, Dark Psychology of Control. Welcome to Session 2. Tonight, we're exploring the dark psychology of control. Not brute force, not aggression, not loud dominance. Real control is subtle, strategic, invisible, psychological. It's the ability to guide outcomes, shape behavior, and influence emotions, all while the other person believes they're making their own choices. By the end of this session, you'll know how to influence people naturally, how to structure situations so others follow you voluntarily, how to recognize and protect yourself from hidden manipulation. Before we start, are you most interested in control in business, dating, friendships, or leadership? Type your answer in the comments. Keep that scenario in mind, because every tactic you learn today can be applied directly to it. Why control is power. Control is not domination. Domination triggers resistance. Control creates cooperation. Control is perceived authority, calm presence under pressure, shaping the frame people operate within. Key principles of control. 1. Perception is reality. People react based on what they think is happening, not what's objectively true. 2. Emotional leverage beats logic. Control is not about winning debates. It's about influencing feelings. 3. Subtle guidance quietly wins. People follow those who give stability, direction, and a sense of safety, even if the guidance is invisible. Example: a team member guides a project by asking strategic questions instead of giving direct orders. The team believes they're choosing the direction, but the final outcome aligns perfectly with the team member's hidden intention. That is subtle control, guiding the mind without force. Type yes if you've ever followed someone without realizing why. Core control techniques. Technique 1. Frame the conversation. Whoever sets the frame controls the direction, the tone, and the interpretation. Instead of asking, should we do X or Y? Say, this is the best approach. Which version feels right to you? You've already defined the direction. They're simply choosing the style. Live exercise. Think of a current situation. How can you define the frame so the outcome naturally leans in your favor? Technique 2. Choice architecture. Give people choices, but design every choice to lead to your desired outcome. This creates the illusion of autonomy. Example: a salesperson offers 2 packages, Package A and Package B. Both options benefit the salesperson, but one is strategically more profitable. The buyer feels empowered, but the salesperson controlled the outcome from the start. Technique 3. Anchor decisions. Anchoring means planting an initial idea so all future ideas are judged relative to it. Example: in negotiation, start with a high number. That becomes the frame of reference. Any lower number feels more reasonable, even if it's still exactly what you wanted. Technique 4. Subtle praise and validation. Praise shapes behavior, but subtle praise shapes dependency. Praise the specific behaviors that benefit your direction. Example: I like how decisive you were today. This encourages them to repeat that behavior and associate it with your approval. Type praise if recognition has ever changed your behavior. Technique 5. Responsibility shift. Give people small tasks that create emotional investment. Once they feel ownership, they naturally follow the bigger direction. Example: a leader assigns small roles to team members. They feel important, while the leader quietly guides the entire outcome. Exercise. Write down one small responsibility you can assign today that creates subtle influence. Advanced control techniques. Technique 6. Predictive language. Speak as if the outcome is already happening. Instead of, will you do this? Say, when you handle this, the results will show quickly. This bypasses resistance. Technique 7. Scarcity and urgency. People move faster when something feels rare or limited. Example: a client sees 3 spots left and acts immediately, not because the offer changed, but because the perceived availability did. Technique 8. Silent pauses. After making an important point, pause. Silence creates tension. Tension forces the other person to respond, usually in alignment with your direction. Technique 9. Controlled vulnerability. Reveal small, carefully chosen flaws. Not weakness, relatability. This lowers defenses, increases trust, and enhances influence. Example: I sometimes overthink things, but here's how I stay on track. It builds connection without lowering authority. Technique 10. Mirroring emotions. Mirror tone, posture, or energy subtly. The subconscious reads this as, "You are like me." And people trust and follow those who feel familiar. Exercise. Mirroring someone today. Observe how their comfort and openness increase. Life applications of control. 1. Dating. Influence through emotional pacing, alternating engagement and distance subtly. 2. Leadership. Guide teams by defining frames and giving choice while steering outcomes. 3. Business. Shape negotiations by anchoring decisions and emphasizing scarcity. 4. Friendships. Influence decisions while making others feel autonomous and validated. Example: instead of rejecting an idea with, "That won't work," say, "How can we adjust this so it works better?" Resistance dissolves. Collaboration begins. Type control if you see how this applies to your life. Deep psychology behind control. People follow those who are confident and calm. Subtle control is more effective than aggression. Emotional triggers such as fear of loss, validation, and ego drive compliance. People rarely recognize when they are being influenced. The subtlety increases effectiveness. Exercise. Think of someone subtly controlling a decision in your life. How did they do it? Type yes if you can recognize it now. Deep psychology behind control. People follow calm confidence. Subtlety is more powerful than aggression. Emotional triggers outweigh logic. Most influence operates below conscious awareness. People rarely notice when they're being guided. Exercise. Think of someone who influenced a decision in your life without you realizing it. Type yes if you now recognize how they did it. Today we covered subtle control tactics, emotional leverage, frames, anchors, and choice architecture, strategic praise, responsibility shifts, advanced psychological methods. Practice these ethically. Start with small interactions. Watch the results. Type control if you're applying one of these tactics today. Screenshot this session. Save it. Study it. Use it. Next session, Session 3. We'll be exploring the science of obsession, emotional hooks, reward loops, and psychological imprinting. Join the movement. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a session. Enjoyed this session? Buy me a coffee or send a gift. The link is in my profile. Your support helps me create deeper, more powerful content for you. Thank you for being part of this journey. Session 3. The Science of Obsession. In Session 2, we explored the dark psychology of control. Not brute force, not aggression, not loud dominance, but how to influence people naturally, how to structure situations so others follow you voluntarily, and how to recognize and protect yourself from hidden manipulation. Now, in Session 3, we dive into why obsession happens, why someone can't stop thinking about a person, relationship, message, or experience. This isn't simple attraction. This is psychological imprinting, dopamine reward loops, emotional contrast, and ego activation. Before we begin, are you interested in obsession in dating, business, leadership, or personal relationships? Type your answer in the comments. Keep your scenario in mind as we continue. Foundational principles of obsession. 1. Intermittent validation. Unpredictable rewards activate the strongest dopamine loops. The brain becomes addicted to uncertainty. 2. Ego hooks. When someone validates your identity, your uniqueness, fears, or aspirations, attachment forms instantly and deeply. 3. Emotional contrast. High emotion, low emotion, high again. The brain becomes fixated trying to understand the pattern. 4. Scarcity and attention. The rarer attention feels, the more valuable it becomes. Example: a partner who is affectionate one day and distant the next becomes psychologically consuming. The brain obsesses, waiting for the next emotional high. Type observe if you recognize this. 10 techniques that trigger obsession, ethically. Technique 1. Intermittent attention. Be available, then unavailable. Not to punish, but to create emotional spacing. Technique 2. Subtle praise. Praise unexpectedly. Random recognition imprints deeper than predictable praise. Technique 3. Emotional push-pull. Warmth the touch of distance. People chase the return of emotional intensity. Technique 4. Build anticipation. Hint at something intriguing. Don't reveal it immediately. Curiosity becomes emotional investment. Technique 5. Mirrored identity. Reflect someone's desires, fears, and values. When a person feels deeply seen, attachment intensifies. Type mirror if you've experienced this. Technique 6. Unique attention. Notice what others overlook. Specific attention creates psychological imprinting. Technique 7. Subconscious priming. Use repeated cues, inside jokes, or shared symbols. These trigger emotional memory. Technique 8. Control challenge. Make them invest effort into earning your attention. What people work for, they value more. Technique 9. Exclusivity. Create a sense of private connection, us against the world. Confidentiality deepens emotional bonds. Technique 10. Validation loops. Reward the behaviors you want repeated. The brain repeats what brings emotional payoff. Exercise. Write down one way you can create an ethical attachment loop today. Applications of obsession. Dating. Use emotional pacing ethically. Build mystery without causing harm. Leadership. Intermittent recognition creates loyalty. People strive for leaders whose validation feels meaningful. Business. Use anticipation and scarcity to increase engagement. Make your presence, product, or message feel rare. Example. A mentor sends unpredictable but high-value insights. Clients check their inbox obsessively for the next message. Type apply if you see how this works. Deep psychology behind obsession. The brain is addicted to unpredictable rewards. Dopamine spikes reinforce emotional memory. Scarcity multiplies perceived value. Identity validation creates attachment. Emotional contrast activates obsession pathways. Example. Someone becomes warm, distant, warm again. And suddenly they occupy your thoughts non-stop. Type observe if you recognize this pattern. Today we covered why obsession forms, intermittent reinforcement and ego hooks, emotional contrast and reward loops, 10 psychological techniques behind attachment, how to influence ethically, how to protect yourself from manipulation. Obsession can empower or destroy. Use it ethically. Recognize it when it's used against you. Next session, Session 4. We'll explore manipulation patterns people use daily. Screenshot this. Review it. Master it. Type obsession if you're committed to ethical influence. Join the movement. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a session. If you enjoyed this session, buy me a coffee or send a gift. The link is in my profile. Your support helps me create deeper, more powerful content for you. Thank you for being part of this journey.